Since 2001, the mission of the Women's Fund of Rhode Island is to invest in women and girls through advocacy, research, and strategic partnerships designed to eliminate gender inequality through systematic change. Their new executive director has been there since last November, bringing her commitment to advancement for women with her. Please welcome Kelly Nevins.
Thank you. What a great looking crowd. Everybody hold up your signs. Let me get a picture real quick. That's fantastic. Thank you. So I was asked to come here today to share a little bit of information from our Status of Working Women in Rhode Island research report. This is a report that we did in partnership with the Economic Progress Institute and released in January. And if anybody's interested, we've got information at our information table about the study. The study looked at who's working in Rhode Island and who's not from a female perspective. What we found is that women are really important to the Rhode Island economy. 49% of our women are working, and that makes us the second largest percentage of women working across the United States. Exactly. 4 out of 10 women are they're breadwinners for their families. So, and that's families with children. So you can see that it's really important for us to make the workplace as accessible as possible for women. Unfortunately, the gender and color wage gap still persists in Rhode Island. In Rhode Island, women make 88 cents on the male dollar, and that's for white women. If you are an African American woman, you are making 71 cents on the white woman's dollar, and if you are a Latina woman, you're making even less. So we have a lot of things that we need to do to help level the playing field. 36% of our women are working part-time, and many of these women would prefer to be working full-time, but there's some barrier that's keeping them from doing that. Policies like paid sick time, paid family leave, affordable quality childcare, living wages, and flexible fair scheduling would go a long way towards helping women to take care of their families. Yes. We also looked at educational attainment, and I'm sorry to say that in Rhode Island we do have a problem. Unfortunately, particularly in our communities of color, our Latina women are not graduating from high school. 36% of them are not graduating. In our Asian community, 28% of our women are not graduating from high school. As you can imagine, without a high school diploma, at the very minimum, these women who might want to work are not getting access to the workplace. We in Rhode Island need to do more to make sure that we are getting everyone to at least attain a high school diploma. The Women's Fund of Rhode Island does our work through 3 main things. We do it through research, we also do it through advocacy, and through strategic partnerships. We're pleased to be partnering with many different groups like Planned Parenthood, like the Working Families Party, to be able to advocate on behalf of women and girls. Just last week, I testified in support of the Fair Pay Act, which would, in Rhode Island, make sure that there's transparency so that people knew what wage ranges there were for the jobs that they're applying for, and would make it against the law for people who are making job offers to ask for somebody's wage history. This will help level the playing field. Next week, on Wednesday, there are important hearings being held on reproductive freedom. Among them, getting rid of an unconstitutional restriction that's on the books. I encourage you to stop by the different tables here to learn about the different hearings that are being held on reproductive freedom, because it's very important, particularly if Roe versus Wade falls at the national level. We have an opportunity to codify it here in Rhode Island and make sure that it's still an option for our women. That's right. Wednesday at the State House, folks. On Thursday, there are important bills being heard on the healthy and safe families and workplaces act, this would make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get paid sick time. 40% of our private sector employees do not earn paid sick days. If you get sick and you're one of these folks, you have a choice between going to work ill and possibly getting your coworker sick, staying home and losing pay, or possibly even being fired from your job. We want to help people to be able to take care of themselves and still contribute to the workplace. So, we're 44 years past Title IX, 43 years past Roe versus Wade, 62 years past Brown versus the Board of Education, and 100 years past our right to vote. In this presidency, in this culture today, a lot of these laws are up for grabs again, frankly. We need to make sure that we're resisting. We need to be sure that we are reaching out to our politicians and letting them know we need to keep working on behalf of human rights. It's been very encouraging to hear from the women's huddles that I've attended, people getting re-engaged. It's so important to make sure that your voices continue to be heard. Don't give up. It's very important that we stay engaged. Thank you.